Welcome to the Lilith update. Just my daily chat with you guys to talk about the collective energies, what's going on in the universe. And this is for Tuesday, May 19th. I just really wanted to just chat with you one-on-one on my laptop and just talk about the astrology of the day because I felt like just posting when a planet ingresses just is not effective enough. We've got to go deeper than that. So I'm looking forward to it. So let me just pull up the charts. And yeah, we are heading into the last degrees of Taurus season. And the last degrees of a sign, it's 28, 29 degrees. Tomorrow we will be at 29. As you know, we also call that an anaretic degree in astrology. So basically, an anaretic degree is that last few moments of the energy of that sign before you transition over to a new sign. And when you have it in the natal chart, it can be a little bit of a rushed energy. There can be some intense situations that could happen with your life, especially in regards of your life path when you have that sun at the 29 degree. And some masculine energies in your life, whether it's a father or a father-like figure. And that also, it does not mean you're on the cusp. There's no such thing as cusps in astrology. You're either Taurus or Gemini if you were born on the 19th. So I highly recommend getting a reading from me to understand if you are a Taurus or Gemini, if that's the case for you guys. And also happy Gemini season to all my Geminis out there. I have a lot of Gemini friends. And I love them dearly. So happy to you guys. So yeah, this is just an intense time. So we have, the 29 degrees of Taurus, the Taurus sun today, on the 19th. And we have that trine with Pluto, which is retrograde now in the sign of Capricorn, and Jupiter, which is retrograde now in the sign of Capricorn. And a trine is a favorable aspect. A trine, and the symbol looks like a triangle, literally a trine. You may have seen it before, you may not have, but basically this energy means the sun has been shining a light on our values for the past month. And when you have this trine, and it's almost to the exact degree, are you going to change your values? You should be reevaluating your values. Taurus represents values, your value for yourself, value for others, and then the value for yourself in order to create an abundant life for yourself. So are you really being authentic with what your values are? We have Venus in Gemini retrograde, which I touched upon pretty in depth yesterday. So I would check out yesterday's daily if you haven't yet. And we have Mercury in Gemini, and these are all conjunct with the North Node in Gemini. This is all sextile the moon in Aries tomorrow. Or I should say today. I'm filming this everything a day prior, so sorry if I miss up the today and tomorrow, but always apply this to the day that this actually launches. But there's going to be some hot topics coming up for you in terms of your romantic relationships, your romantic partnerships, deeper platonic relationships, your business partnerships. There's going to be some discussion. There's going to be some revisiting and reviewing of these areas of your life on or around this time. This week is a big week in terms of relationships. I really want you guys to, comment below if that's something that you've been experiencing. Another thing too is Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is making a sextile with Mars in Pisces. And a sextile, it's like a star-looking symbol. You may have seen that. For those of you who don't know, a sextile is a beneficial energy like a trine. It's not as intensely beneficial, but it's a beneficial aspect. And so when you have this Uranus and Taurus, who's really asking us to switch and change things that are not authentic to us, making this favorable aspect with Mars and Pisces, you could be doing this. But you could be doing this in a slower and more empathetic and emotional way. Mars and Pisces, when you think of that energy in the natal chart, it's a very creative, intuitive, slower moving Mars. It's not like Mars in Aries that just wants to go gun blazing ahead. It's not like Mars in Capricorn where it's also in a intense position and favorable position. This is somebody who is more laid back and receptive in their approach and in their actions. So the universe is really asking us to look internally and look inward for answers on how to change your reality and change your values to match up with what's going on right now. I really drove this home, I feel like yesterday, where it's like moving inward and stop looking for external outside resources to fix your situation. Why stay the same? Why stay too long in a situation that isn't working for you? And that's going back to the questions that Venus in Gemini is asking all of us. You know, the moon in Aries is also making a trine to the south node in Sagittarius. The north and south nodes have switched now to Sagittarius and Gemini, and I actually also want to, and I'm gonna, as we get further towards June, I'm going to talk about eclipse season because we have some major eclipses coming. But if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in Gemini, and same with Sagittarius, you are going to be experiencing some major shifts and changes in your life. In terms of the sun and moon, it depends on what house it's in. Rising, it's going to be with you, who you are as a person. All of that is going to shift. The term eclipsing out of someone's life, that's what it means. Something's going to change. That's going to set you on more of a true and a path that really serves who you are. So really important for you Geminis, like this is an intense season for you. With Venus retrograde in your sign, it's going to be an intense one. So let's move on. Okay, let's just talk about the restriction we've all been feeling from Jupiter and Capricorn. Jupiter in Capricorn is, he's hovering still close to Pluto. Saturn in Aquarius. All these planets are retrograde. They're hovering all together. And they're making, squares to the moon today in Aries. So it's like asking yourself, what do you feel? Like what do you feel? What do you truly feel? And another thing too is like with moon in Aries, you can have the tendency to like explode, or there's just a lot of fire to this moon. I'm not saying every single Aries moon is explosive, but that Aries energy, it's fire. The ram is a symbol of Aries. So you could also feel like inside you're just, certain things, that certain things have to change for you. You just know it inherently. So it's finding that strength, that that willpower and that fire and that drive to start putting a plan together. I think another thing too with this period is it's like putting plans together. Put a plan together. Still have that Venus square Neptune going on. I mean, Venus, the North Node and Venus and Gemini and Mercury and Gemini is all squaring Neptune and Pisces. So yeah, okay, let me say, Mercury just went into Gemini. Communication will be buzzy and easy, but not this one. We have to look at the whole entire chart. I don't want to just post Mercury went into Gemini for you guys and like act like communication is going to be easy, because it's not. It's not. And I think the best way to navigate. So let me like backtrack, because I want to really give you a nugget on the best way to navigate this day, week, this snapshot in time. Really watching what you say, really rethinking, relooking, keeping those feelings to yourself and working through those feelings, having careful discussions with, who these certain issues concern with, whatever relationship this is concerned about, like whatever period in time, like what is your concern that this retrograde period is bringing up for you. Really have those conversations carefully, because Neptune can make things confused and difficult to understand and foggy, and misunderstandings can happen and really exacerbate your situation. So you want to really go into conversations very strategically and carefully, or just don't have them at all right now. This is really a time of introspection. This is really a time of self-reflection. Take time to get outdoors, get in nature, meditate, schedule a Zoom with a friend, a very close friend that you can confide in, connect with family members you can confide in if you can. Take walks alone, spend some time reading alone, maybe start discovering if there's something a burning passion inside of you, this lunar moon and Aries vibe. If there's something inside of you that needs to get out, read about it, research about it. Take some business courses. There's so many online free resources, or, research people who are doing exactly what you want to do and do it. Look at exactly what they do and create a plan. Ask questions. And I also think Venus retrograde can be a great time to relook at old connections and people you may have been connected with before this all happened, or maybe it was in, the near past, or it could have been someone 5 years ago, and be like, hey, I'd love to jump on a Zoom or jump on, FaceTime or Google Hangouts and really just reconnect and talk. Saturn in Aquarius is asking for us to connect. That's why it's like with this trine, remember, positive aspect. This trine with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and Venus retrograde in Gemini is asking for us to reconnect and rethink and relook in a new way. So it doesn't mean meeting for coffee in person. It doesn't mean, going to a networking event or conference. That's old ways, and it's not working right now. You have to reach out online, and you need to connect in a new way. And connect, I'm telling you, like, I feel like I've reconnected with so many people during this time that it takes sometimes weeks to schedule an in-person meeting, or it takes a month for me to see this person again and reconnect. This is a really valuable time. Like, if you really think about it in a positive way, this is a really valuable time. Use it wisely. I know I see these memes that are like, it's a pandemic, don't be hard on yourself in terms of your life and work. I'm not saying to be hard on yourself. And there's days where I just don't want to do anything. I mean, I took a hiatus from making regular horoscope videos on YouTube because I needed to, and I needed to regroup and understand what was a format that made sense for me and my life and what I wanted to communicate and that would bring joy to me. And this is the result of that. These daily videos just coming on every day and just talking to you guys about the mundane. And mundane in astrology means the collective astrology. So it's not just sun signs. It's not planet ingresses or when a planet changes signs. It's not, you know, rising sign astrology either. It's what are we going through as a whole? And this has meant so much more to me during these times because they're so unprecedented and everyone collectively is going through the same thing. This is what I came up with looking within. Take your time, but use the time wisely. Because when you really think about it, so my prediction is that this is not going to be over. Like this whole coronavirus situation for at least the rest of the year. And then there's going to be, we're going to be dealing with this restriction for the next couple of years. But this particular time of this opportunity of introspection won't really come again. So try to use it wisely if you can, if you have the ability to. So it's very interesting, people. I'm in Manhattan and people are cheering outside. And I think, the vibe has gotten, this is our reality. We're surrendering. This is another energy of Neptune and Pisces, is the surrender. When you deal with subconscious and you deal with going off into a different energy and vibration, the best thing you can do sometimes is just surrender and understand I'm just going to have to shift and accept the situation for what it is. This is my life, and how can I use this time as wisely as I can? So let's use this unique time. Surrender to it and really use it for what this is, and that's self-reflection and transformation. Like I mentioned yesterday, the butterfly and the cocoon. And it's also like symbolic of the sign Scorpio, Pluto. Pluto is death, transformation, and rebirth, like the sign Scorpio. So what do you want to be reborn as in this new normal? That's my question for you guys. Don't forget, if you love these videos, subscribe, click the bell for alerts, and don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend that loves astrology, share it on your Facebook page, Twitter, whatever. And also, coming up this weekend, I have a talk for members only, and I'm doing an Astro 101 series, and the first class is on the 12 houses. So if you don't know what that wheel thing is with the lines that are broken up all into 12 different sections, that's what I'm going to explain. So it'll help you understand your chart a little bit better, and it will be chat enabled. It's going to be on lilithastrology.com, not on YouTube. And there you can ask questions. So very exciting stuff. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow back here in self-isolation. See you then, guys. Bye.